Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to have you here. Since we just entered into the fall season, I figured there was nothing better to do than pick all of the books that I'm wanting to read for fall, and we'll see if I actually get them done, get them knocked out this fall season. I pulled a little stack of books. I have them back here. These are all the books that I am hopefully gonna get through this fall. I know I do fall TBR or I do any type of TBR or whatever, and it's kind of just a suggestion. These are all the books that I really want to get knocked out. I really just want to get through them. That way I can get them off of my TBR. A lot of them are, I say a lot of them, some of them are older books that I've had for a very long time that I need to read. Like it's time. It's time to read them. I don't know why I'm waiting for so long. I'm gonna let you know what books I have in mind for reading for the fall, but more specifically books that I actually want to finish this fall, get them off of my TBR, and say that I read them. I guess we'll go hardbacks first and then we'll go paperbacks after that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stack them to where you can see them without them falling over. We'll try to stack them on the couch right here. We'll see how that goes. First and foremost, I have Verity. I have had this book for a very long time. This is probably one of the first books that I got getting into reading, starting reading. Look, I haven't read a lot of Colleen Hoover in a very long time. I've read a few books from her, but definitely not a ton. She's definitely not my favorite author by any means. I don't care for the amount of spice that she puts in her books, and I feel like they're just not my thing. I've not read any book by her that I just have fallen in love with, and it's just I don't know. A lot of people say that she propelled them into reading or getting them back into reading, which is great. Hey, whatever you need to do to get back into it, good for you. I'm not gonna knock it, I don't care. But I've had this on my TBR for a very long time. So I think it's finally time to just get it off of my TBR. And again, it just feels fall, I guess. I literally know nothing about this. I maybe did at one point, but at this point in time, I have no idea. But I feel like it does remind me of the fall season, so I think getting this knocked out would be very nice. Next, I have Obsidian, and this, again, one of those books I've known nothing about, but about this one has the sprayed edges, and when I went to Books A Million, I think the other day, they had the full series or at least two other books in the series that equally had the sprayed edges. So I feel like if I'm going to read the series and enjoy the series or want to get the other books in the series, I would like to have them all have the same sprayed edges. So I think that me getting this one knocked out, reading this one, if I like it, then it will propel me to go get the next books in the series, but also get the ones with the fancy edges. I don't know how long they're gonna keep those. They could just be the way that they make the book. I don't know, but out of fear that I could miss having a full little fun set that all matches, I would rather just get this knocked out, see what I think of it, and then if I do want to purchase them, I can do that. But also, I mean, Nighttime Woods, I don't know. Oh. It was the Holy Trinity of Hot Boys. I was expecting this to be like a thriller or something, sci-fi. But I guess we'll try to read that, hopefully. We'll see what I think. On that same theme of wanting to read books in a series, because the other books they have are still the same fancy sprayed edges. 5 Broken Blades. I have this one. I also have the fancy sprayed edges of this one. I went to Books A Million the other day. Again, same thing with the other one. They had the other books in the series, I guess, that had the same fancy pages. And so if I'm going to enjoy the series and I'm going to want to get the other books, I feel like I should just go ahead and read this. That way I can get the fancy page ones. Like, are they going anywhere? I don't know. This could just be the way that they make them. I don't know. But out of fear of losing out, I don't want to, you know, have a couple fancy books and then one regular book or anything like that. I'd rather just go ahead and get it done, see what I think of it, and again, if I like it and want to get the other books, and I can get all of the same books in the series, that way they can all match. I like all my books to match. They don't have to. It's not going to be the end of the world if they don't, but I would prefer it. That's so going to fall over at some point, but that's okay. Next. This one's weird. I know nothing about this. Nick ended up getting it for me in a blind date with a book. We went to Books A Million, they had it on the shelf. He was like, that would be fun if you get a blind date with a book. And I was like, okay, shoot. So we got a horror book. This is the one that we got. It's called Slewfoot. Again, I know nothing about this. I could hate it. I think it's about folktales, something like that. I don't know, but this very much is fall. Who knows, I'll probably read it for the fall time, maybe around October or something, see what I think of it, see what I think of a folktale-y horror book. I don't know, could be interesting. That's just one of those that I really do think needs to be read in the atmosphere, really needs to be read in the fall time, so That's probably when I'm gonna get that knocked out. Next, this one I feel like has been on my TBR at some point, or at least my last fall TBR. Could not have been, could have been, I don't remember. But the Inheritance games. I still have not read this series. I need to read this series. I mean, really, there's not much more to say. Everybody says it's a great series. I enjoyed that one movie, what is it, Knives Out? So everybody says it's pretty similar. I just need to get going on this. Because I've also had that one for a while. That's one of the first books I think that I got. Fantasy. I don't know if that other book would be fantasy. I don't know. I'm not good with classification of my books. But fantasy book. A Court of Thorns and Roses. I need to read this whole series. I've had this series forever. Everybody has read the series at this point. I need to jump on the trend. I need to read it. I need to hopefully enjoy it so that way I can get into all of my other Sarah J Maas books, because I don't know if you know this, but I have every single one of her books and I've not read a single one of them. There's that. I need to read them. Magnolia Parks. I don't know if this is a fall book. I don't know. This is something that I feel like I could read in the fall time. Now that I'm sitting here looking at all the other books, I don't think I'm gonna get to this one this fall at all. I would like to wait to read this until the whole series is finished. I don't actually know if it is or not. I think there's maybe one more Magnolia Parks book. Don't quote me on that. So who knows? This one is gonna be a hit or miss. This one I might not read until the series is finished, but I would like to read it this fall. Will I be able to? I don't know. I believe this one's also on my last fall TBR if I'm not mistaken, but I have Maybe Meant to Be by K.L. Walther. If this isn't fall, I don't know what is, okay? Fall romance, I'm going to need a romance in between all of these other books. I don't know which one of them are romance and which one aren't. I don't know, but this is probably gonna be a light, easy, fun, hopefully, read that I'll be able to read in between whatever. And I need to get this one knocked out because she's coming out with other books. I need to get this one finished. Scythe. I've had this forever, I feel like. I need to get this one knocked out. This one is supposedly a great book. This one's I don't know if this is sci-fi, fantasy, whatever. It's maybe a little bit of a both. A little bit of a sci-fi, fantasy mashup. I don't know. Had it for a long time. Have the whole series. I just need to read it. Simple. I just need to get to it. I have this one on the TBR. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it knocked out, and then we can finish the rest of the series, and then that's 3 books on my TBR that are gone. Next are my tiny books. These are the little books that I've got that I feel like are just gonna be super fun, sweet, easy. I don't know if they're gonna be fun or sweet, but they're definitely gonna be short and easy. I have 19 Claws and a Blackbird. I really enjoyed Tenders of Flesh. It's probably one of the best books I've ever read. It might be weird, I don't know. I'm sorry if it is weird. I'm not for cannibalism, but the book was good. I enjoyed the book. I figured that I would try another book by her. I have heard that this one's not as great, which is fine. Isn't this like a combination of short stories or something? Yeah. Little stories. So look, I don't have to love the book as a whole, but maybe I'll enjoy little bits of the short stories. It'll be a little pick-me-up. I can read one here and there in between reading something else. I don't know. But I've had this one for some time now, probably should get to it, and it's tiny. Like, if I can't knock this out, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? Something is wrong with me if I can't get this one finished. That's the goal. We're gonna finish this one, at least. At least this one's gonna get read. I'll tell you that. Moving on, this was a birthday present that I got. I have Graveyard Shifts. Not shifts, just shift. Graveyard Shift. I think October would be a fabulous time to get into this one. Again, super short. I think it's maybe less than 200 pages. 126 pages. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I got this. 126 pages, can't complain there. Next, I have Nothing But Blackened Teeth. I don't know why I have this, why I got this. I think I read the little blurb of it and it sounded interesting, and again, it's another one of those really tiny books, so we'll see if I like it. I think a lot of times with me getting small little books like this, it's difficult for me to enjoy them sometimes because there's not enough in the book to really draw me in. It's just really quick and everything goes by super fast. At least it's what I thought, and then I read Tenders of Flesh and I was like, well, shoot. Maybe I'm okay with short books. I feel like this way I don't have to worry about getting any type of epilogue. I don't have to worry about them repeating themselves over and over and over again. It's pretty much just gonna be short and to the point, and that's kind of what I like sometimes, most of the time. So we'll see what I think about this one. This one is about 141 pages. Again, I should be able to get through this. I should be able to get through the top 3 at least at this point, because I mean there's so little. I could just read them in between something. If I was reading a big fantasy series or something and I wanted a break from book to book, I can just pick one of these up, finish it really quickly, and then get back into what I was reading. So that's probably what I'll end up doing with these. But the last book that I have on my list, this is another hardback, but it's a tiny book, and it's actually a really cute book in my opinion. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but Gallant. I got this. I just think it's really cool. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like the book itself is cool. It's not. Book itself is not cool. But I do think that the cover is really nice. I like the way that it looks. I like that it's matte. I like the coloring and stuff. It just looks really fun and fall and nice. Also, I think there's some coloring and stuff in the pages. Like, that's cool. Some little shading going on. A little black and whatever. I should be able to get through this page fairly easy. But I've had this one for a decently long period of time too. Not super long, I guess, but I have had this one for a little bit. I think that getting through this one would be nice. And something about the way that this looks on the front makes me feel like fall. I feel like this would be the perfect time to go ahead and get this one knocked out as well. I'm actually thoroughly impressed that didn't fall at all. I was expecting it to, because the couch is slanted. Those are very slanted. But that's okay. These are all the books that I plan on reading this fall. And when I say plan on reading, I mean I actually want to get through at least most of these. Get them off my shelf, not off my shelf, but get them off my TBR. I don't want them sitting there for that long. They've already been on my TBR forever, it feels like. For the most part, most of them have. So I feel like just getting them knocked out will make me feel so much better. I won't feel like I have so many books from when I first started getting into reading. I really want to clear a lot of the older books out and make room for newer books that are more suited to my taste. For example, I have some Lucy Score books on my shelf that at this point I don't know if I even want to read them. I just don't feel like I'm gonna enjoy them, and I got them when I first started. I didn't know anything about them. Now I know a little bit about them, not a lot, but just a little bit, and I don't think that they're gonna be something that I'm gonna enjoy. So me having them on my shelf and my TBR, I feel like knowing that I haven't read them and looking at them and just being like, oh, I could read this, but I don't really want to read this. It's kind of a weight, I guess. Not really, that sounds so stupid. It's not a weight, but I mean, I don't want to read them. I feel like me getting some of this off my shelf will definitely help me out. It's not going to be there that I'm looking at all the time anymore to where I'm like, oh, I can read that, I probably shouldn't read that, but then giving up and reading something newer. Because let's be honest, who doesn't do that? We all do that, I think. But these are all the books that I would like to read this fall. Am I going to get to them? I don't know. Will I read them? I don't know. Let's be real, I don't know. But I'm going to try my best. I'm going to keep myself accountable. And you'll probably see a video of reading all of these books, or at least picking some books off of this TBR, so that way we can read and just go ahead and get some of them knocked out, because I do want to at least, let's say like 5, 6. How many are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Around 6, 6.5 would be half. I think we could get through 6. If I can't get through 6, that would not be very good. This is my fall TBR. Let me know what you think. Let me know if A, any of these books are in your fall TBR, or B, if you have read any of these books already, which you probably have, because again, a lot of these I've just had on here forever. Let me know if you have read any of these and what your thoughts were on them. But again, let me know what you think of my selection. Let me know if any books need to be added, or if there are any books that I just should not read in the fall time. They're just not good fall books. Let me know anything. Let me know anything. I'm all ears. But I appreciate you so much for joining me, and I hopefully will get to see you in the next one. See ya.